Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something kind of strange? We're going to be unpacking this fictional excerpt. It's called The Sightless Watchers.
And don't let that word fictional throw you off.
Right.
This story, it gets at some really big questions about, knowledge, perception, what happens when we see things maybe we weren't meant to.
Exactly. So we start with this group of kids. It's summer, crazy hot out,
Scorching.
the kind of heat that makes everything shimmer.
Yeah.
They're just looking for a distraction, a little escape, hanging out under this old oak tree.
That old oak tree, by the way, it's important. It's like right away, the author's setting a tone, like we're tapping into something ancient, something that's seen it all before.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the kids, being kids, they decide to play this blindfolded game. One of them digs out this old kind of beat up blindfold, and this is where things get interesting. The first kid puts it on, expecting darkness, obviously.
Right.
But instead they can see everything.
And not just see, but it's like they're experiencing the world on this whole other level, noticing things they never would have before.
Wow. Imagine that for a second. You put on a blindfold and suddenly the world is just alive with detail.
It's like closing your eyes, shutting off your physical sight. It somehow unlocks this other way of seeing.
Okay, now I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
So as they're exploring this new ability, they notice something else weird happening in the sky.
It's subtle at first, almost like a flicker, a distortion. Easy to miss if you weren't paying attention.
But they are paying attention.
Right.
And it just keeps getting more intense. This swirling, pulsing glow.
Right.
But only when their eyes are covered.
Like they've tapped into some hidden frequency, a channel of reality that only they can see.
Okay, and that's where the story takes this turn. It's like they opened a door, and now something's on the other side.
Beckoning them.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't resist, right? They have to figure out what they found.
Oh, of course.
So that night, they go out to this field.
Under the stars.
Yeah, where the sky feels huge, endless. They put on their blindfolds, ready for, I don't know, whatever's going to happen.
And what happens is, well, Ranganathan describes it as this total sensory explosion.
Intense.
Yeah, he talks about these swirling bands of color.
Violets, golds, electric blues.
Yeah, like a cosmic light show.
But it's more than just visual, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's this hum that starts to build, this low vibration that seems to be coming from the Earth itself. Like the whole planet's humming along with this late show.
Okay, that's what I mean about this story getting under your skin.
Yeah.
You can practically feel that hum, that energy.
It's both beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
Totally. Because it's clear, at this point, they're not in control anymore. They're not just watching this phenomenon, they're caught up in it.
Being pulled along by it.
Exactly. And then things get really creepy.
How so?
They start seeing figures moving around in the light.
Figures.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ranganathan describes them as faceless, but somehow familiar.
Ooh, that sends shivers down my spine.
Right. It's like being watched by something you should know, but you can't quite place it.
And as if that wasn't unsettling enough.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
This voice, this disembodied voice, whispers a question in their minds. You see now, but at what cost?
Oh, man.
That question, it hangs over the rest of the story like a warning.
Yeah, because, of course, it turns out there are, a cost. That's the thing about peeking behind the curtain, right? Sometimes we don't like what we find.
And sometimes we lose something in the process.
Exactly. Because, this new way of seeing, this gift,
Yeah.
it comes with a price tag.
It does.
And it's not just that they lose the ability, though, that's part of it. It's what happens afterwards that's really freaky.
What's that?
They stop dreaming.
No dream.
Gone. Imagine that. A world completely empty of dreams. That nightly escape, those weird, wonderful journeys our minds take us on. Just gone.
It's like a part of them has been shut down.
Right. Like they traded a piece of their humanity for a glimpse behind the curtain. And the crazy thing is, the excerpt doesn't tell us if it was worth it. Ranganathan just leaves us hanging with that question.
Which, when you think about it, that's the mark of a really good storyteller.
For sure. Because it makes you think, right?
It does. What would you do? Would you risk losing a part of yourself just for a glimpse of something more? Something beyond our everyday understanding.
It's that age-old question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much we really want to know? Is ignorance bliss?
I gotta say, even after reading this, part of me still wants to know more.
Right. And maybe that's the point. Because at the very end of the excerpt, Ranganathan mentions that hum.
The one coming from the Earth.
Yeah, he says it's still there, faintly, but it's still there, like a door that's been left slightly ajar.
Man, that's creepy and kind of perfect. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could they go back? If they wanted to.
Well, that's something to ponder. This deep dive has been a wild ride, wouldn't you say? We've explored the edges of perception, the allure of the unknown, and, yeah, the price we might pay for seeking answers that might be better left buried. Until next time, keep those minds curious, but maybe don't close your eyes just yet.